Hey everybody, happy 4th of July, even though tomorrow's the 4th, but I'm sure y'all celebrating one whole long weekend together. And so this past weekend, tonight is usually my Real Housewives of Atlanta Day, but they didn't show a new episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta yesterday. So I said, you know what? Let's slide. Love and Marriage Huntsville up a notch, right? Instead of doing Love and Marriage Huntsville tomorrow, I'm doing it tonight, and I am highly considering. I'm just trying to let it marinate in my head and get everything in order. But I really think I'm gonna pick up and start recapping Love and Marriage Detroit, okay? Love and Marriage Detroit, they getting in over there. And they got a lot of young couples. It seems like it's going to be interesting. So I'm going to see what's good, okay? And I'm probably going to recap Love and Marriage DC. I have to watch it again, both episodes, and just see if I can wrap my mind and just remember the different couples' names. And we might get into Love and Marriage Detroit. I might have said DC, but I meant Detroit, okay? So anyway, guys, this is Love and Marriage Huntsville. And listen, last week Tuesday, it got heated. It got heated. So if y'all notice, I threw on subscriber mode only. You know, I don't really care less about that, but I had to do subscriber mode noting because you know what? If you're a subscriber, you know how we get down over here. Everybody going to say what they got to say. Don't catch feelings, just catch the train ride. And listen, I don't personally know none of these people. I'm recapping the show and giving my opinion. My opinion is my opinion, your opinion, your opinion, okay? And everybody's free over here to say what they want to say as long as you're not attacking the actual person. We got our feelings, and I'm going to say mine, and you can say yours. So I'm about to board this train so we can get into it, because let me tell you something. Woo! This was a show. I swear to you, 10 toes down. I used to think Marcel was a piece of work. I used to think Marcel was a piece of work. Yo, Maurice, he's rising to the top. He's something else. Okay, and I want to meet that daddy because the Scott brothers, the Scott brothers are a piece of work. And God bless. We need to have prayer visuals every night for anybody that's married to a Scott brother. God bless those ladies. Child, if that was me and Maurice on that TV screen, OWN would have had a show. OWN would have had a show. It would have been a whole hot mess, okay? But that's why he's with Kimmy and not the diva. So then we're going to talk about, Martell. Martell and his mama, child. Him and Marlene, they a piece of work. He was mad at mama. He said, Mama, you were supposed to defend me. Supposed to get on that stand and help me out. He was pissed with Mama Marlene. We're going to talk about it. And you know, him and Melody, it was a he say, she say in the court. Like, it was like, she said this, he said that, whatever. And then we got the Fletchers. And then we got Tisha, that you really think if anybody has a family member or a friend that deals with substance abuse, you know that those individuals are on a roller coaster ride. And you know, for not all of them, but you know, until they really get healed, you can't depend on them and trust them. Tisha acting like, you know, Keke, come on. Keke is still going through it, girl. And this is not me being fresh. She's on methadone. She's still going through it. And you mad because she didn't come to see you, get the key to the city. Girl, in Mobile, listen, girl, Keke waking up every day thanking God she's not going back to the substance that tried to take her down. And you want to kick her down because she didn't get to come to Mobile? Girl, stop. Now let me board this train because this is Love and Marriage Huntsville. Come on, it gets my blood pressure up. I'm about to board this train. Y'all know what we need to do? Okay? Y'all know what we need to do. I need a what in the chat? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. This is Monday night, but we are talking love and marriage, Huntsville. I'm about to board this train with my riders here and make sure all of y'all out there hit that like button. All right, let me bring the people in the building. Hey, Robin.
Hey, Diva.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. And listen, when we talk about those Scott brothers, people might need to go back and look at that interview you did of He Who Shall Not Be Named Mark.
honey. A mess. Thank you, Robin. Hey, Roy here.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna have to be your co-conductor tonight, and I think we're gonna have to save Kimmy and Maurice to talk about last, because when we talked about them last week, we didn't get through none of the episode. So maybe we should save them for last, and then don't forget we got to talk about Stormy and her husband from last week too, because we missed that scene as well.
Okay, we will talk about them.
I got opinions on that.
Save them to the tail end, so you be my co-conductor. Well, we want to welcome a stranger back into the building. People, are y'all ready? Are you ready? She done caught the train tonight, honey. Y'all better be ready. Hey, E.
Hey. Watch out now. It's the little one.
Okay. Choo-choo. Okay.
Choo-choo.
Building. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Carrie.
Hey, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Doing well. Hey, Emmanuel.
Hey, Diva. Diva, so I guess they're just giving anyone the key of the city now?
I guess so.
It's Mobile.
Hey, Nadon.
I'm so sick of these black Negroes.
Oh, my God.
Which one?
He's so nice. He didn't say ninja.
Hey, Diva. Hey, chat. Or not just the chat. I'm sorry. Hey, panel.
Hey. So, listen.
We ready.
We ready. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Because we start now with Maurice and Kimmy. Wait, you said lead them to the end?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Let's get through all the rest of the scenes.
Okay.
Let's get through all the
Is all that other stuff really important?
Okay, we'll lead up to the end because we can blow through the other stuff really quickly. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna go to Tisha, and everybody now is coming out with a hair care line. Kenya Moore hair care. Who else got a hair care line? Stormy got a hair care line, and now Tisha, she started a hair care line for the kids. Macy and Millie, her daughter's absolutely beautiful. Okay, and they got the hair care line going on. The oils. They're going to transition into shampoo, conditioner. And you know what I said? I will say this about Love and Marriage Huntsville. They know how to, they using the platform right in the sense that they starting those businesses, aren't they? They know what they're doing with that. They got the kids got a little business going on. They got Black Lounge. They got the chocolate, whatever, wine or whatever the case may be. They doing the darn thing with the business. I mean, all of them over there are trying to get in the entrepreneur lane, and that's what you should do when you get up on the reality TV. So they did that, and then Keke stops by and she brings the kids some food. She brings the kids some Chick-fil-A, and then Tisha, she getting all up in her. Tisha like, I'm gonna invite you because I'm getting the key to the city. I'm gonna be the marshal of the parade, and I really want you to be there because we cousins. So I want you to show up. And I'm going to mesh these scenes together because Tisha, now we see later, and Keke's 10 toes down. Oh, I'm going to be there, girl. I'm going to show up for you. I'm going to be there. It's a big thing. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Now we press the fast forward button, and they show another scene with Tisha and Keke again. Tisha's getting her hair braided. She's sitting there getting her hair braided. Keke walks in. Keke never showed up to Mobile. Keke said she ain't have no ride. Nobody out there in the world had to rent a car for her. She couldn't rent no car. She couldn't get there. And my thing is, if you really wanted your cousin there, when you was about to go drive down there yourself, you and your husband Marcel, you call your cousin, hey Keke, we about to leave. Can you want to hit a ride with us?
Come on.
You know that girl's situation and her issues. And I was taking it like there was some things she wasn't saying. Like, I don't have my driver's license. They took it from me. I was reading between the lines. It made me extra. But I felt like it was more to why she couldn't get down there. Because she said, I ain't have a ride. Well, I mean, I guess you could catch a train. Maybe she didn't have money. I don't know. So couldn't Keke take an Uber? I don't know how close it was proximity to
Right,
where
no money.
all that. But I was reading in between the lines. And then Keke, she told us herself. Okay. So Keke told us herself that, she's still on the methadone. She's still dealing with, the substance abuse issues. So she's on the methadone program where she's given a controlled substance from a program so that she won't go out there and take the other substances, the street ones, right? And then, Keke said, how long you been on it? She said about a year. Okay. Keke, we got a lot of missing pieces to her story, and I don't like how they trying to play in our face. When Keke was trying to get on Love and Marriage Huntsville, she had a husband. She had kids.
Right.
There was people around.
Right.
Now Keke, even in the preview, she on there by herself. It's just Keke. Where your husband? What happened? Did y'all get a divorce? No, Keke, all of y'all fake stuff. But I don't like the way they slid her in and didn't tell us where's the husband. The husband that was about to fight Marcel when they was having that whole situation. Where the husband be? I need to know. Okay. So Keke got half a story going on, and they playing with us with this stupid stuff of you didn't show up to Mobile. No, give us the real meat of the story. Where your husband? Do you take the methadone and still dib and dab in some other substances? Should we be giving you the side eye? Because Tisha trying to act crazy. She's trying to act like something more going on. Don't play with us, Keke, because we see you and we know how to read in between the lines. Now, Robin, I'm going to go ahead and start with you. What are your thoughts on this situation?
I agree with you that it's important to utilize the platform that's given these people in reality television to advance their entrepreneurial ventures. However, I feel like too many of them are like get rich quick schemes because there's no way I'm going to buy a hair product from Tisha who probably contacted some third party and slapped her name or her label with her and her kid's name on it to sell. I want somebody like a Stormy who has formulated the product herself, or Carol's daughter, people like that. This other stuff for me just seems very I don't know. It just
slap your label on it. Slap your label.
Yeah, it's just opportunistic in a different kind of way. That's the word I want to use.
Third party.
So, I mean, because let's be honest. If we look at all these reality franchises, there's a running theme about the businesses everybody has. It's a wig line, it's hair, it's a beauty shop. You just take a moment. You can look back and you can see. So some of them are forgazing. About cousin Keke, we learned a long time ago, or at least I concluded that Tisha is dense. She's not empathetic. Not read the writing on the wall, nor does she have a good amount of at least street sense that she can discern people and where they are.
Right.
She also is very needy. We've seen her, warning from like Mel and stuff like that. She's expressed that. To have any idea about someone who has substance use issues, to know that when we learned that she is on methadone, she's been in it for less than a year. That is no time. And so I found that very insensitive. The distance between Mobile, Alabama, and Huntsville is 357 miles. No, I doubt she's gonna take an Uber. It probably is Alabama. In my opinion, it's not here, but I'm guessing that's bus. So those issues. I'm done with Tisha because I just find that, especially in the instance where we talk about Keke, and Keke is, she has co-signed. She signed on to this, but they're using her, and they're not even using her in a good way. She's not being used to teach us anything. Because you know what? If you didn't have information or experience with people who have substance abuse issues, neither of us would be able to just have the comment about, wow, methadone. not a long time. Methadone, is she doing something else? There's something left out of the story. So I call on them. And yeah. Next.
Yeah. Sharita, you know what? I saw that. I didn't know what I was seeing though. When you see the scene with the daughters, and yes, the daughters had beautiful hair, but does that mean she never talked a backstory about this product? So if she said I was making this product and using this on their hair for years, and you showed us a picture when they had hair like my size, and then all of a sudden now the hair's down their back, then sign me up. Sign me up. Or else, how do I know this is not the regular product that's out there? But hey, listen, because a lot of these products are made from the same people and not all people, whatever, and it be being sold to us. You know, if it's in the store and it's a reasonable price and I had a little daughter, maybe I would try it out. But I did see them putting a label, her label, over something that was already labeled. And I was like, is my mind playing tricks on me? So you're saying it was Stormy products? I'm going to go back and look again. Roya, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are as follows. Letitia is a fraud.
Oh my.
She's a copycat. You know, Melanie's daughter, Sugar Mama, has a hair care line. Okay.
What does?
I'm going to give us a little presentation just for a second. So if you can share what I got real quick, Auntie.
Oh, no, you're right. You're right. Oh my God. To bring the facts. Oh my.
Now here is Sugar Mama's hair care line. And we see that the color is very similar to what Letitia did. The purple, the blue. What's up with that?
You speaking facts. Come on, throw the facts out there.
Here we are over here. Now, it's not exactly the same, but it's very similar.
Yes, it is.
It just it throws me that you steal Melody's idea for the comeback group. You slap new management on it and keep their ideas. Now you're copying her idea with the hair care line. Like,
yeah.
Can we get something original?
Yeah, do you remember, Roya, now that you brought that up, thank you for that slide showing the comparison, because you on point. Come on, bring the facts out. Come on, they said preach. You remember when Melody, when we first met them, right? And Melody said that, you know what? My sign for my business looks like this, and all of a sudden Tisha has a sign and it looks like this. I'm doing a mommy this, she's doing a mommy that. Yes, come on now, talk to the people. Go ahead, bring the facts.
So it just continues to behoove me that you try to play like you don't like Melanie so much and she's no inspiration to nobody, but you can steadily, continuously take every inspiration that she brings and then attempt to put it in your own light, but you're still copying her. I just don't like it at all. I don't like it. And then, you know, pretty much like you said, unfortunately, Keke is still struggling with substance abuse. And you can never depend on someone to, you know, be there for you when they're still trying to be there for themselves. They're trying to figure out their own life. They're trying to, you know, get their life in order. As far as Keke, Carlos, we could have kept Destiny, because what is Keke giving us that Destiny wasn't?
Facts. Hey, Shan. Facts.
Hey, Shan.
Facts.
So, you know, those two are just a bunch of buffoons together. And I don't expect anything more from them.
Yeah, and everybody's saying she was slapping a label over a label. Emmanuel, what are your thoughts?
Well, there's nothing wrong with a little inspiration. I mean, maybe the product is a little different. I don't know. But I like the fact that she is involving her kids into the business world. I think that's really good. And with Keke, I kind of go back and forth with that situation because honestly, I like both of them. I like Tisha. I like Keke. And on the one side, I see Keke's side because I'm like, first of all, Tisha didn't even invite Keke to begin with. Keke was the one that had to bring it up. So not only did you not invite her, you probably didn't offer a ride or something. So why are you acting out like you're outraged about it? But then on the other side, I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure Keke could have gone with a family member. Like, if she really wanted to be there, she would have been there. So I kind of go back and forth. I don't know, to be honest.
But what if none of your family members, they working and they can't ride you that weekend?
So she can't get an Uber?
Robin said it's 300 and something miles.
357 miles.
A Uber would have been $567.
So dead.
I mean, it's your cousin, and you're on a reality show, and this is your cousin who's supposedly was your best friend. So, you know.
And you know what I found interesting too is that I mean,
I'm sorry, Manuel. Ooh, y'all trying to drop the facts tonight. First for you.
Yeah, I already looked that up.
He said. Oh my God, my stomach hurts. I cannot. Oh my God. Okay. I'm sorry, Emmanuel. Go ahead. Oh my God.
I mean, that's a lot of money, you know.
Yes, exactly. So no, she couldn't catch no Uber. I wouldn't even pay no 500. That's one way.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. She could have gone with a family member. But I wonder why they didn't make that event into like more of a scene. Like they kind of just showed it briefly. Like there wasn't really anyone from the cast or anything. I feel like that would have been a good event for them to have filmed. But yeah. So like I said,
needed to invite them like Kenya Moore did, even though Kenya Moore never was in the parade.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Kenya Moore hair care.
Y'all starting off early. Come on, stop.
Ooh, I forgot to say this. You know, Keke's situation is giving that her license or temporarily revoked. Yep. That's what it's giving.
Yeah. For sure. That's what I caught too.
Carrie, and if you notice in every scene that she does, someone else is always driving. Like in that last scene, Tisha was driving last week or the week before.
Yep, she sure was. She sure was. We put together the pieces here. Carrie, what are your thoughts?
I don't begrudge anyone for trying to make money. You know, as long as it's legal. I don't. And as far as seeing some originality, there is nothing original. I mean, they're selling the hair, from selling the hair to creating hair products to selling wigs. Somebody's already done it. They have a platform and they have a huge following and they can sell more to draw people to their site. So there's nothing original. If you look across any housewives platform, be it Orange County or Real Housewives of Atlanta, what's original that any one of them have done? They just took somebody else's idea, and maybe their shampoo smells different, but it's the same. It's all the same. So I don't begrudge anyone for doing that, you know, at all. If she can make the money, make the money. Period. And as far as Keke and Tisha, their conversation, I didn't see where Tisha was all outraged, you know, quote unquote outraged about it. It seemed like a pretty decent conversation to me. They both said how they felt about how the situation went down, and I think they moved on from that scene. So they were just communicating to me. I don't know. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I missed all this outrage, but I didn't see where she was outraged about it. So
you talking about Tisha?
Yeah, I didn't see the outrage.
You want to tell your cousin you pretty much done with her because she didn't show up.
No, she didn't. She didn't say. She said maybe that's what I need to do for myself, and it's okay for people to feel how they feel about it. She just communicated it to her. She wasn't fussing. She didn't get loud. I didn't see the issue in the conversation, and maybe we're taking issue because she should know what her cousin can and cannot do, or hold her to a different or a lower expectation because of her issues. I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'm missing something.
Yeah, Tisha being needy.
Yeah, I feel that way, Dr. Love. But let me just go on order here. But I hear what you're saying. But I will say this, right? It's just and somebody Roya, you got to go investigate. They said Melody is going off online on Arion. Maybe Arion got to activate it, see what's going on in the streets and the Instagram streets there. So the thing is, when you know your family member has issues and you're not going to be supportive, why even be bothered at all, right? But if you're going to sit there and keep telling the person, normally the person with issues like that, they know they messed up. They know they disappoint people. You got to maybe show your disappointment in another way and learn how to be supportive and invite them, but never in your mind expect them. And then if they show up, it's a gift to you.
Okay, I can accept that. I just maybe Tisha shouldn't have any expectations. I
Yeah.
can accept that. Yeah.
Yeah. E, what are your thoughts?
Sorry, y'all. I know y'all thought I had technical difficulties. I'm back.
Yay!
Hey.
Hey, E.
Hey, Shan.
Hey, we missed you.
Right.
I'm gonna make this quick because y'all know I don't like this show. I will say Tisha's girls are beautiful, and
Yes,
I love their thick eyebrows. I just love that. I think they're so cute, and their thick natural hair. I love to see it. Those girls were absolutely everything. But I have to agree with you, Diva. There is no connection to the brand, and why I would want to get this for my daughter. Like I wasn't sold on it. Like I thought it was a cute scene, don't get me wrong, but I wasn't sold. I felt like it was a missed opportunity. And if Voyeur, I know you're doing something, but if you could pull up that picture of the bottles again, because at first glance, it looked like those storage bottles. It looked like, I know you said it looked like mail, but those look like the spray bottles of Windex from 5 and Below, like the half bottles. Like Tisha just spray painted the front of hers pink and the back of it blue. Like really pay attention. Not the next one. Yeah, if you can zoom in on that, look at that spread. I don't know about that. I'm not convinced. I'm just not convinced about that. Thank you for that, Shugs. And this is no way bigging up Melody, because I told y'all last season, all of these cast members, they're just starting stuff. They're doing these easy money grabs, and then it's on to the next thing. It's hair care today, tater tots on Tuesday, and then jelly sandals on Saturday. Every business that they start, it goes on clearance. So miss me. Let's move forward. I'm so tired of this contrived interaction between Tisha and Keke. For me, in my view, it comes across as inauthentic. If what I got from that, Tisha didn't want Keke there, and if you ask me, Keke really didn't want to be there either. If Keke really wanted to be there, she would have caught the Greyhound, the Altrans, the Uber. They even have scooters and skateboards for rent downtown. I know you said it's 367 miles, but you can do that half away and you can hitchhike the rest. People do it all the time. And
Not hitchhike.
Yes, she could have. And the same way that Keke gets around to get her hair and nails done, and the same way she gets that patch from the Walmart and CVS pharmacy to get her withdrawal patch. I mean, she could have made it to that event if she still wanted to. The same way she's still getting around to get her groceries and washing powder. Keke is not stuck in the house. I want us all to be clear on that. And if Tisha really wanted Keke there, then she could have had Miss Wanda carry her on up the highway, because it's been raining so much down here. I know that food truck is just getting dust on it. So I know nobody is standing outside for Miss Wanda's food truck trying to get her macaroni and cheese on a spoon and her collard greens in a napkin. Just give me a break with these freaking people.
Well, that's that. Okay. Okay.
She's back.
Dr. Love, what are your thoughts?
Okay, I just want to start off with saying you guys are right about Tisha not being observant. Even in this scene, I feel like Keke came in there high. I thought it was me at first. And I was looking and listening like, is she high? But then when she pretty much said, I'm still doing the methadone or whatnot, then I said, oh, okay, I get what's going on. And then with that scene also, it just made me think of when her and Wanda was on that live having that argument, and she was pretty much saying how y'all try to put Tisha ahead of everyone in the family, act like she the most educated and this and that, when y'all from the other sides. It just gave me that Tisha was doing the same thing again to her, to say that, hey, why did you miss my event? Even though I told you 2 days in advance, and you should not have missed my event, like no matter what. When at the end of the day, it's like, I don't think y'all back that close. And from my understanding, Tisha, the last time you stated you were still, or y'all two were still growing. So why is you want her at this big old event? That would be my main question. And then secondly, I don't understand why we didn't get to see this event of you getting a key to the city. And also, I'm still mad about her supposing to be one of the main characters when Melody had this meeting, or was supposed to have the meeting the first time, and Tisha, you stopped it. I'm still mad about that. You stopped her from being one of these main characters. And I feel like her story would have been 10 times better than y'all's, recovery and all.
Mm-hmm. They might not have remember the Kenya Moore thing. Going to a school was a whole debacle, and the people in real life didn't appreciate how they came to that one party and was acting all uppity or whatever the case may be. It may be in the school didn't want the cameras there. So maybe that, because you saw the part they showed was a very small smidgen, almost like it came from a cell phone video footage. So I'm feeling like maybe the school didn't want the cameras there, or whatever. I don't know, but you're right. Why didn't we see it? Yes.
I didn't talk about the key from the city, but we know they're from Bessemer. So you don't need a key to get into that city. Those doors just open. But let's move forward.
Oh, and then I'm gonna talk about the hair care product. Then about the hair care products, that was a huge miss. It's like, Tisha, at this point, you're on TV. Let's act accordingly. That's one thing I could say about those housewives. When they're about to do what do you call it? A shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, especially Cynthia. She will give you a show with a shoot. So why did you have these girls half stepping, half looking, half putting a product in their hair? It's just, I was upset about that. And I'm the type almost will support any and everything black, but that I was really mad about. I was just really mad about, like, I don't know if I can get my granddaughter this, because I have Stormy's melodies and I would have got hers too. But yeah.
Right. You know what the problem is? She doesn't really know how to put anything together. And no shade to her, but what we're truly seeing with her is, honestly, her ideas come from outside of her. She is definitely a copycat when it comes to melody.
Well,
what I'm saying?
If you gonna copycat, you could have had them little girls in some pink and blue pretty dresses. Them girls gorgeous. You could have had them decked out with some of them little baby doll socks or baby doll shoes, with their hair down. She just didn't do it. I mean, I could have done, well, I would have done better than what she done, but yeah. Okay, I'm done.
All right. Dadon, you're up here twice, Dadon. Which one do you want to speak?
Oh, goodness.
We got a lot to say tonight.
Right. I'm gonna pick this
do.
One out. Let me see. Go ahead, talk.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So I just want to start with this interaction with them two first. Mm-hmm. 2 days is a lot of time to tell anybody that they want to travel over 500 some odd miles. Don't tell me 2 days in advance that you want to see me cities over. Like I don't have a life of my own.
Hello.
Tell me in advance. You told everybody else in advance. Just because we're on a TV show don't mean I don't have a life.
Right.
Point blank period. Just give me the courtesy that you gave everybody else that did show up. Mm-hmm. Don't just think that I'm your cousin and I'm going to drop everything and, just do what you want me to do all the time, trying to mend a relationship or not. It's about courtesy. Yes. She wouldn't have done the same thing for Keke. And I do agree that Keke probably has one of Keke and Kimmy probably have one of the realest stories on this show because they're exposing it all. Mm-hmm. No one else is talking about true what's happening in their lives for real. Everybody else is hiding a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. So, I would rather hear about her recovery or what she's doing than a lot of this other nonsense that's happening on the show. And as far as this business that she has, let's just say Just For Me, Bask and Leather, Mega Grow Repair. Let's see, Rosemary Mint Wash and Dry Bundle, Millie Organics, Camille Rose Natural, Eden Body Works,
Shea
Kinky
Moisture.
Curly, Miss Jizzy's, Tahil Wajid. Let's see,
Shea Moisture.
Yeah, Shea Moisture. That's on
Jane
here.
Carter Solution.
The main choice.
Sorry.
Foiler and Curls.
Pattern
Curly
Beauty.
Dynasty. Curly Hair Solutions, Curl Keeper. She's not the first person to come up with hair care, and she won't be the last person.
Right.
So all this copycat melody, copycat all these people. Let's keep it 100. So, you know, if she want to get a piece of money, get a piece of this $1 billion industry, let her get $500. You know, she might have invested more than she get back, but let her get her little income in. Anybody who want to, try to be an entrepreneur in any type of way, I say go for it. And one thing I can say about this show, nobody on this show has She by Charade. It has not taken nobody 7 years to produce anything.
That's facts. That's facts. Except their homes, but we'll go on.
Right. But and that's what I appreciate. So if she's gonna come up with a product, I say come up with it, make your $1,000 and move on to the next one.
Well, if she gonna make $1,000, she about 999 bottles behind, ain't she?
You know what? On that note, I hear you, right? But the thing is that they gotta understand is it's not, you gotta use the platform and the opportunity in the right way, right? And I think the difference with Stormy and her hair care line, that thing is homegrown,
right?
And she's actually came up with the ingredients for that product herself, right? And she's also has a cosmetology license. So I'm not saying that's the only way you could ever come up with a product, but it's some meaning behind her product. And so the way that I would have appreciated Tisha coming up with, the meaning behind her product is to at least say, you know what? I've been cooking up these oils for a minute, and I used it on my girls here for XYZ months, years, or whatever, and show us some before and after picture. Yes, they have amazing hair, but I'm leaning to believe that is genetics and that's their hair.
Yeah, I doubt that she used that particular product on their hair all that time, but make your money, because Marceau, y'all ain't go. Let me stop.
Oh no, come on with it.
So
she's going to need her own inheritance for her daughters.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. So okay. So we're gonna.
I didn't comment. My comment's really quick.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I came in late, but I was on Instagram and somebody said in the comments they were like, Tisha expect more from Keke than her husband. And that was so like, I was like, oh snap. But
shout out to that person. That's facts.
That was on our Instagram.
Your husband could go to Africa, Zimbabwe, and everything without you, and you still sleep next to him. But Keke, she missed one event or two events, and you ready to throw her out with the trash. Come on now. Come on through, Shan, with the facts. Come on now. Go ahead.
However, I don't really disagree with Tisha, because I've known people like that where you go out your way to show up for them all the time, but when it comes to you and your celebration and what you're doing, they can't show up. And that's what I was gathering. I feel like probably in their life, Keke has always made an excuse. And Tisha said that. She was like, oh, and I don't really agree with Tisha usually, but on this part, I was like, okay, because you're my cousin. You can, you're on a reality show. I know you got the $562.82 that y'all said in the comments.
No, you don't know if that girl got it, because here's the thing, Shan, right? You told me 2 days before. So you just assuming like I'll just be home kicked up, watching Netflix.
I mean, she should have gave her more advance notice, but I don't think
travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, the travel, you got to give me a little bit more notice because I got to make sure my pockets are right. Because when I get out there, are you going to feed me? Can I stay in the hotel room with you? So it's not just about me getting out there. I'm going to need a hotel room.
And I still got to live when I come back home. So,
I mean, I understand that, but I just feel like maybe growing up, Tisha probably go out of her way to, like, you know, support Keke. And it would be nice if people give us that same support back. You know what I mean?
I do. But you're looking for support. Listen, the average person on a good day has trouble supporting their friends and family. But now you're adding to the dynamics that she is a person that deals with substance abuse. And so you know for sure what she's dealing with. Why? Because you took her to the rehab.
But I think it's a testament to Carlos King. This is a reality show. I mean, he's always talking about Atlanta. Why didn't he rent one of those church vans and carry Keke on down the road? You want to get all the cast members there for a scene, don't you? I blame Carlos.
Exactly.
You know
yes, E.
I blame him too. Carlos,
right.
This is your fault. You so busy interviewing Bravo celebrities,
right?
Okay, and over there talking about Andy, and you missing the opportunities over here at Love and Marriage Huntsville. So you know what? We're gonna tag this one to Carlos King. Hashtag Carlos do better. Get Keke to the Mobile event, okay? Now, let me just add, because we got to move on to the next scene here, right? And we're going to add a couple together so we can get through and talk about Kimmy and this whole debacle. First, we're going to say Kimmy and Mel, they go on a massage date. Now, I don't know if that was the right place for Mel to take Kimmy, but hey, Mel tried, right? You take this girl is going through treatments and you taking her to a place where they massaging and contracting her muscles. I don't know. It was a whole hot mess, but I caught a little, this is me, okay? Come on, that's why I flip hashtag Carlos do better. This is me, right? Reading in between the lines. But when she asked Kimmy, well, did you interfere with their marriage? Because you and I never talked about it. I feel like as a wife, Melody as a wife who was cheated on, she was feeling some type of way and trying to see, Kimmy, was you the side piece? That's what I really caught from there. So Kimmy laying on there, you know, in her feelings, she's still talking about, you know, Kiuwha, and she owes me an apology. Kimmy, she's another one. I don't understand when people don't realize that you won. You wanted Maurice. You got him. Y'all been married for how long now? And you still crying for the ex-wife to give you an apology. I don't got nothing for the ex-wife. If I'm with my man that I wanted and I won and he's here with me, what is your apology going to do for me? It ain't really going to do nothing. And if there's a rumor out there about you that you the side chick, 22 people can apologize, but at the end of the day, at somebody's dinner table, when they see you and Maurice, they're going to be like, you know, she was a side chick, right? You can't stop the rumor. And the apology ain't going to soften the blow. If people feel you are the side chick, they're going to carry that thing to the day is long. So she's having that conversation with Mel, and she's telling Mel, you know, that she kind of agreed to go to have lunch with Kiuwha. You didn't agree. That man told you was going. He said, you're going. You're going to make up with her. You're going to figure it out. You're going to talk to her about how you feel she owes you an apology. But at the end of the day, when you come back to this house, you better tell me that you and her are good and y'all made up so that next time she comes to see a monster, she can sleep in a spare bedroom. That's what that conversation was really about. And that's what Maurice, in my opinion, told her to do. I'm paraphrasing, guys, right? Now, we got Chris, Nell, and Mel. And I'm going to throw Martell and Mama Marlene into this conversation. We're going to add this scene, right? So Mel goes over to the Fletcher's house, and the Fletchers got a subpoena to go to court. And the court was just a whole debacle where Martell was mad at his mama because he felt his mama should have got up on the stand and cut a fool. And mama was nervous. She said, listen, I don't belong in no court. You shouldn't even be in the court anyway. The court don't take care of your kids. Why are we here? So Mama Marlene said, you better get out my face. I don't know nothing. I did the best I could on that stand because I didn't know what I was doing. That's what Marlene said. And then they talked about how Mel wanted to have the kids for 6 months and then give them to Martell for 6 months. And Martell's claim he said no. In the meantime, Melanie is over there at the Fletcher's house saying, possibly Martell is broke. How he keeps moving around because he don't have a stable home. And how Martell was used to having a 2-income household, and now he don't know how to handle his life. And then Chris talking about, Chris and Nell talking about we didn't like getting subpoenaed to the court. She said, I didn't want to get subpoenaed. But Chris was in there telling the truth because he was scared. He's like, I don't want to get locked up behind this. And Chris was in there telling the truth. And I'm going to leave it at that so we can hurry up and get to, the Kimmi, Maurice, and all that whole story. So I'll go ahead this time. Hey, Dustin, how you doing?
Oh, my gosh. I know that is not Dustin. Hey, Dustin.
Hey, Dustin.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good.
Look at
I'm
this.
good.
So we're going to go ahead and start at the top. Robin, what are your thoughts?
Well, I feel like Martell is working really hard to manipulate the court. Mm-hmm. Seems like he did pretty well with that. However, when I watched his mama and Chris Fletcher, they felt like he was trying to pressure them to obfuscate the truth. Mm-hmm. So I didn't like that. I'm just I'm through with them. I come back to me when we talk about that Kimmi and Maurice. I'm gonna save all my smoke for that.
Say your smoke. What are your thoughts? Are you over this whole Martell and Melody thing?
I'm definitely over it. But before I get to that, I want to deal with Kimmi and Melody. It's so funny that Mel can come in the scenes and ask all of these questions, but when it's time for her to answer the questions, you don't have nothing to give nobody.
That part.
So the fact that you even had the audacity to ask Kimmi that question.
Talk about it.
Yeah, I got y'all. The fact that you had the audacity to even ask Kimmi that question, girl, get in this table and get your massage, and hush. Until you can answer me some questions about what you got going on and who you dating and putting it on the Instagram, but don't want to tell the rest of the world, which makes no sense. Shut it up. So, regarding Martell and his mama, let me tell you, that whole scene had me cracking up because Martell was upset like a little boy, crying to his mama about what she couldn't and didn't do. And she got his behind all the way together. Little boy, shut up. I don't go to the court. It was giving Miss Marlene flashbacks. Y'all know Miss Marlene done been down to the courthouse a few times. It was giving her the flashbacks, and she was like, get me the hell up out of here. I don't do this. I don't get on the testify and be doing all of this. No. And then regarding Melody.
You wrong for that. I caught it.
I was waiting to see if you was gonna catch my drift, but okay.
I caught it. It hit me right here. I caught it.
And then regarding Mel and Nell and what's her husband's name?
Oh, Mel. Nell and Chris Fletcher.
Chris. I'm confused on what side of the fence Chris is on. Are you is you with your boy or are you not with your boy? Is you on Melanie's side or pick a side and stay on it? Nell has been consistent in her friendship and her loyalty to Mel, and I need Chris to be consistent and loyal to his friendship to Martell, if that's who you choose to be friends with, okay? The fact that Mel felt yet again the need to air out everybody's business, telling them that Martell asked her to pay for his attorney fees, ma'am. And she did crack me up when she said, "Oh, I can't imagine what he's going through, the stress he is under."
The sarcasm had me dead.
Oh my God! So it was a nice little scene. It was a nice little scene. Real nice.
It was messy. Now Miss Marlene.
Well, and then I was confused on why Nell was mad about getting
Ask me that for real.
Is he broke?
I don't know, because I don't keep up with his finances.
This is part of some of the things that, we've talked about and some of the things you would have to face. You get that divorce and go to court and try to tell them.
Child. Okay. Chris talk about he tried to tell him. What happened to the bro code?
No.
He messy.
Pick a side and stay on it.
Go ahead.
He's on Team Chris.
Child. And then it was something else I was gonna say. It slipped my mind, but that's all right. We could go ahead.
You were gonna compare Kimmy getting that treatment on her belly with dealing with Maurice daily.
Oh no.
We'll come back to it. Okay, E, what are your thoughts?
So, thank you, Royer, for bringing it on home and hitting it out of the park, because Melody ain't nobody's friend. But because Royer said everything I was going to say, I will reclaim my time. Melody is so private and personal when it comes to Ariane, but like Royer said, she's on Instagram right now arguing, and the fans deserve to see the last son, okay? And Melody was so vindictive, she blocked that. She got Wanda off the show and Destiny. So when Mel doesn't want to talk, everybody has to hush about it. But Mel wants to stir in everybody else's poo, and she doesn't have a real storyline, so this is how she keeps herself interesting, by meddling in other people's stuff. But when Tisha was trying to do that not last semester, girl, I'm in college mode. When Tisha was trying to do that last season, Mel had a fit at the reunion. So, and I don't want everybody to act like Mel was so faithful in that entire marriage. Yes, Martell was ridiculous, but Mel was getting her get back, and rightfully so. She was performing fellatio, and by the time she got to the reunion, she couldn't even remember doing it. So, like husband, like wife. Diva, you said that Kimmy won. She got Maurice, so she shouldn't even be saying anything about that. No, Kimmy lost. She got a headache, garbage piled up to the yeehaw, and a third bedroom with the bed unmade. If this was the grand prize, then Kimmy would have been better off with the 6-month supply of AA batteries. More wet, less stress, and the utmost respect. Kimmy, you making the city girls look bad, and I just need you to put a fork in it. Last thing, between Martell and Melody, they are both extreme narcissists. I don't know why I'm thinking that the judge told them both to be quiet about this and to stop publicizing this. And the fact that both of them couldn't wait to get on camera and talk about it. I was perplexed as to what good they thought that was going to do. I thought they both looked bad. And I think Martell's mom's name is Marlene. Is that right? I felt like Miss Marlene didn't want to say too much on the stand, because Miss Marlene knows she can't talk. Y'all know Miss Marlene can't talk, and she did not want to get bound up by Judge Judy or Judge Mathis, whoever that judge was, because she wouldn't have been able to answer those questions. Martell didn't need any defending. If Martell felt that he won what he was supposed to get from that judge or whatever, because he had to get Melody's phone number, like, this whole thing is smoke and mirrors. Do you want custody or not? Do you just want the phone number? Like, you don't need her phone number. If Mel, she pitched that big fit about that. First of all, if I don't want my ex to have my number, you go on your phone, you create an app, and you can buy a number for 25 cents or free, and you can give him a dummy number and shut the number off when you don't want to be bothered. Like, this whole thing, I just feel like they're just trying to one-up one another, and I'm over it.
Yeah. Don, what are your thoughts?
Practice what you post. Practice what you preach.
Oh my!
I'm so sick of these Negroes on this show, and Negroes apply to the men and the women. Always requiring people to do something that they're not willing to do themselves. How dare Melody go and ask this woman, "Well, were you the other woman?" And just last week or the week before, Kimmy asked her, "Well, who were you with?" And she couldn't even answer that question. If I were Kimmy laying there, I would have set up and cussed her clean out. That would have been reality. And that's what we needed. We needed to see that. Somebody to hold Melody accountable for the BS that she do on this show.
Ooh, Mel is the best person on the show. I don't know who y'all talking about.
Girl, please.
We
Right?
talking about Melody Cherie.
Like seriously,
Rogers.
right? And then a few weeks ago, she's still talking about some. She want her name back, but yet on her IM it still says Melody Holt.
So say it, the Don.
Come on,
come on now, Doctor.
Y'all just lie for no reason. And both of them sit up there, lie on this show, and then go in court, and then got to tell the truth.
Yep.
And then it don't come out the way that they wanted to come out. And then Martell should have gave Marlene a Newport Short and a Mad Dog 2020. He would did what he wanted her to do.
So bad. Dr. Love, I cannot. Dr. Love, what are you doing?
Okay, so y'all know I am a true meter. Okay, so with this scene, I feel like when Melody asks Kimmy, was she a true side chick? I think she was trying to give Kimmy her out to tell the world the timing. And one thing I noticed, Kimmy just don't want to do that. When Melody, to me, tried to get it out of her, and of course production be behind a whole bunch of garbage or whatnot. So I feel like that's that. And I do like when Melody bring all the drama to this show that's needed, because last week it was so boring. So yeah. And then with the scene with her and the Fletchers, I love that. That scene was just outright funny, and they just roasted Martell. That's all I seen was them outright roasting Martell. And they all do it to each other. So that's the thing. And then Kimmy did have the right to tell her just what she told her the last week. None of your business. If I was Kimmy, I would have told her that, and she'd have been in all rights. But it was something about that scene. I just feel like I'm going back to that scene now. That Kimmy, or I don't know if her and Melody talked about it and Kimmy didn't get her story together to put it out there. Something went wrong with that scene. But anywho, or if they cut it up, I don't know. So that's pretty much that. And then who else was we talking about?
That's really it, because Martell and his mama. And then we're going to get to our final destination in a minute.
Okay, then Martell and his mom. I'm with who is that? The Don. I'm with him. You didn't give Marlene her sip that morning. And not only that, I don't think Marlene was gonna take a sip going into that courtroom. So that was a whole issue. She could not get that sip by 10 o'clock. So that was the issue. And you talking about you want her to go in there and take her for you and lie after you told her in another scene, I'm gonna quit doing for you, I'm gonna quit buying for you. She got to save her wine for or whatever she be drinking. She got to save it now. You claim you ain't gonna buy her nothing else. So yeah.
But wait, did I see in the chat somebody said Ariane said I'm busy being a mother to our 5 children? Did I see that?
You did see that. So they must be fighting on Twitter. They're not fighting on Instagram. Maybe on Twitter. Somebody could look on Twitter and let me know. Emmanuel, what are your thoughts?
No, they ain't no Twitter.
I don't understand why all this Melody hate is coming from. Like, what is going on? Look,
right.
This episode was very, very revealing of a lot of things. First of all, I love Miss Nell. She is a true friend to Melody. I think that's obvious. But what wasn't really interesting was when Chris said that about the house. And what it told me basically is that Martell, the only reason he wants full custody is because he wants that child support check, because he doesn't have any more money. Now, as far as that judge, I remember when we were breaking down the documents, and I remember that line, the one that said, the court can see that the father has the best interest of the kids in heart, but we can't say the same thing for the mother. I am so glad that Melody gave her side of the story. I think that judge needs to be sanctioned. She needs to put an appeal, because that judge clearly watches the show and had a bias against Melody. So
let me ask you this, Emmanuel. She has a lawyer, right?
Yes.
And so if the lawyer saw the clear bias too, all right, if the lawyer didn't see it and Melody mentioned it, why didn't lawyer do anything about it?
The lawyer might have noticed afterward. I mean, I don't know because I don't know who the lawyer is, but I don't think Huntsville or Alabama is that big of a state. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people watch the show. And for the judge to have gotten mad because Melody didn't give him the phone number, I mean, it's been proven that Martell harasses her. Why would she give her number to her harasser? I mean, that's ridiculous. So she needs to put this case on appeal because this judge clearly had a bias against her.
What is
Can I say something, Diva?
Hold on
She
one second.
has put it on appeal.
Hold on one second, Emmanuel. Here's the thing, right? In real time, not for nothing, if I felt this way, because she the ones that said she told her lawyer to speed up and get us a court date, right? So my thing is, she said that there was multiple times. I watched it twice, right? There was multiple times before which this woman just kept, because it's a female judge, because she said woman, right?
Exactly.
Said just keeps allowing him and giving him more time to hand in paperwork, this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
So in my mind, and I'm reading between lines, right? In my mind, it's been an issue where you felt that perhaps this female judge was favoring him. Was you and your lawyer sleep on the job?
Maybe it didn't like ring on her until she saw that line that said we can't say the same thing for the mother. Maybe that was what it was like. Okay, that's the straw that broke the camel's back. There's definitely some bias against her. And if the judge is a female, maybe I don't know. Maybe she's jealous of Melody. I don't know. She's in a very popular show. She has a lot of fans out there. It could be
Emmanuel, just please, because first of all, how come Melody is so quick-witted when it comes to Tisha and Miss Wanda, but when she get in the courtroom when it matters, then she needs to think about it, and she got to go home and she got to wait 2 months, and then now I have an epiphany. No, either she's smart all the time. Either she's smart all the time or she's not smart all the time. And I find it interesting that you say that Martell just wants the kids to get child support, because I remember before I went on my hiatus, you were against child support. And so I would think that you would be, just a moment, I would think that you would be happy that you have an active father, being that you were advocating for fathers before. And here's the thing. Everybody is not jealous of Melody. Do you see how quickly I came up with the idea to get on an app and get a dummy number and give it to him? If Melody was so smart, the same way that she can outsmart Tisha, the same way she could outsmart Miss Wanda, the same way she could outsmart Ariane, she could have went on that app, got a free number, paid 25 cents a month, and gave Martell her damn phone number. Cut it out.
And did Melody lawyer graduate from ECPI?
Oh, come on, Don.
You know what?
And then when her child got hurt while he was in custody with her, she couldn't get in touch with him. He had to call somebody else to get in touch with her to tell her that their kid was hurt.
Okay.
In the courtroom, they said Melody kept getting smart with that judge too.
Thank you.
And that's from a millimeter. That's from a millimeter.
And judges don't like that.
Let me just add this to the conversation. Then I want to get to Carrie for a minute. Let me just add this to the conversation. The thing is, like, once we become adults and we have children, we got to put our big boys and girl panties on and we got to be adults, right? And so do I think that he was harassing her? Oh, absolutely. Because here's the thing. When couples break up, I think I said this before, I feel like a broken record, right? Until both parties are fully over each other, you're going to have the nonsense like this. And although this is playing out on TV and most people are acting like this is so severe, what Melody and Martell is going through is a walk in the park. It's lightweight.
Come on, Diva.
It's nothing in comparison to what these courts see.
Yep,
and
normal.
see, what you gotta understand is the reason why all of this is already set up in the court is because way before we was born, there were couples that broke up and went through it. So the courts learned some lessons, and that's why now they got all of this stuff in place, because they already know that both sides is going to do the most and play some games, right? And so the bottom line is, how do I get in touch with you and can I co-parent with you if I don't even have your phone number? Now, see, here's the thing about phones, and I'm not the smartest person in the world, right? The thing about phones is it's your ultimate proof. I believe I said this before. My lawyer said, let him call. Don't pick up the phone, because all of that is going to be recorded. The phone calls coming in back to back is our absolute proof to a court that all of those numbers are going to be on the phone. They could see it. He said we could get the report from the phone company. So that would have been her perfect proof to be a slam dunk that this person is not just calling me about the kids. They're calling to harass me, because who calls you at 701, 702, 703, 704? And see, when people are irrational like that, you know what they do? They stupid. They leave messages because they're not thinking in the moment.
Come on, Diva.
You would have had all of the phone calls, the missed calls, then you would have had the messages saved in your thing, and then when you would have got to court, the courts wouldn't even disputed anything. They was like, I got you, and they would have told that brother to knock it off.
Well, she had that with her first number, and that's how she filed for her to get a restraining order against him. So this was her second number she wouldn't give him.
But see, if she did that and she filed and her lawyer filed appropriately, she wouldn't even have to get that second number, because they would have stopped it from the door and she wouldn't have been in contempt. So the only reason why I'm speaking, because I've been there and done that. I've been there and done that.
And another thing is, y'all keep believing everything Mel say, and all this stuff that y'all keep saying, that's in the court documents. I've seen all of them. It's not.
Come on, in my opinion.
We didn't see it in the court documents.
And I sent all of it to Royale too, so he could verify it.
Hold on one second. I will say this also, right? That my lawyer told me, shut your mouth and do everything through text. You cannot dispute the written word. Can't dispute it. So what happens is, though, because both of them still have some feelings there, whatever those feelings are, at the phone call number 5, you pick it up. Stop calling me. What do you want? Why pick up the phone? Do I believe? Yeah, because we saw it on, if you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, we saw when they met at a construction site and Melanie straight up asked them, why did you come and follow me on my date? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? That's why I'm telling you, I'm not disputing that. My problem is there smarter ways to get this thing done? And they're both of them are slinging mud both ways, and neither one of them hands is clean. Not a one. Okay, that's all. Carrie, let me go to Carrie. Go ahead, Emmanuel. Then I got to go to Carrie. Go ahead.
Quickly, I never said anything about child support. I think you're mistaking me with someone else. I never said that. But I wanted to say, Diva, what you said right now, that is true. But that only works when you're dealing with someone that's normal. Martell is not like that.
No. See, Emmanuel, that's where you're wrong. Who's normal that's going to call you back to back? Who's normal that's calling you back to back? I'm not talking about dealing with a rational person. I'm talking about dealing with facts. The facts remain is when you got a cell phone and someone has your cell phone number and they're harassing you on your cell phone, you cannot go. If I call you right now, Emmanuel, 10 times, I can't erase those 10 recordings in your phone that I called you. How can I do that? I can't do that.
I can't, but it messes with my mental health.
Now you're doing in circles, right? You're doing circles right now. So what I'm telling you is that if she would have brought that evidence on her phone with the 50 phone calls, that's a whole different conversation in the courtroom right there. That's what I'm saying.
But here's the problem, Diva.
Yes.
What this woman is saying on the show and what she said in court is two completely different things.
Absolutely.
What the people need to stop believing is what she's saying in this show. They're counting what she's saying on this show as gospel, and then she went and got in the courtroom and couldn't lie under oath without perjury and said something completely different. And y'all are believing what she's saying on this show and not what she said under oath without being scared of going to jail.
Facts. So, and Don, that's why I'm saying that if all of that was so, it would be in the phone. It's a slam dunk, right? It's a slam dunk. I'd be like, Your Honor, take my phone, or tell my lawyer, subpoena my records right from the phone company, from Verizon, T-Mobile, whoever you got.
Can I say something, David, please?
But give me a minute, Dustin, because I got to get to Carrie. She was waiting. Carrie, go ahead. What are your thoughts?
It's okay, Dustin. Everything that you guys are saying is true. I mean, with the exception of Emmanuel. Sorry, Emmanuel.
It's okay.
No, I don't get it. I mean, I do get it. It's all for like fame is a hell of a drug, and that's a part of it. And the children, unfortunately, are collateral damage in this whole situation. They don't even have to talk to each other using each other's cell phone numbers. There's an app that they can give you that parents can communicate through. They don't even have to do all of that. If in fact what she's saying is true, which I do not believe it, because she would have filed some type of charge on him if he's harassing her to that point that she's trying to make her fans, her millimeters believe. She could have filed some charges on him. Like harassment charges, stalking charges, which stalking is a federal crime. So I don't believe any of what either one of them are saying. I really, really don't. And it's really kind of hard, like, to even comment on that scene where they're talking about the court scene, because both of them have been, all this stuff has been playing out in social media.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's kind of hard to comment when the show is kind of behind on what they're even saying. So I agree with a lot of people when they say that these reality stars shouldn't even be allowed to have YouTube stations and all that, because it just taints the show.
Right.
It taints, because they get to put their narrative on it.
Right.
Their twist on it. Hold on 1 second. It's my grandbaby talking. Hold on 1 second.
Maybe that's why we should keep our comments confined to what they give us on the screen.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Right.
Go ahead, finish.
Right. You're absolutely right. But I think another one of the panelists said that Melody was giving Kimmy out. Kimmy doesn't owe Melody anything. She didn't even owe her an answer. I will always go back to my original thought on Melody and Martell. Martell was cheating on Melody before they came on the show.
Yeah.
And now that it all hit the fan, I don't know what they thought was going to happen. But now you want to question Kimmy about who she was? No, you should be questioning yourself about you not knowing who you are and you not knowing your worth. That you allowed this behavior to continue, and now that the whole world knows, now you want to turn everything on Martell. Yes. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, sir.
Yes.
This happened before the show. You and your husband pitched this show to Carlos. He didn't come to you. You went to him with the show, knowing what was going on in your marriage. And you thought it wasn't going to come out? No. No, sir. No, ma'am.
Girl, you better tell the truth and stay in church.
I can't. I can't with that whole situation. I cannot. And
I'm like Cardi B. She made money moves. Now you see why nobody can't see that.
But see, but here's the thing, though, and I got to get to, in my opinion, and then Dustin, I'm coming to you. Here's the thing. Like, see, me, I couldn't want money that bad.
Yes.
I wouldn't.
But she just said she wanted to be a star, and everybody knows. She even said to this day, her mother, everybody, how she wanted to be a star, how she wanted her own show. So everybody know what Melody wanted to do. Everybody know what was going on. Her, Carlos King, everybody knew.
She sold her soul and she sold her children.
Come on.
Right.
But see, the thing that you don't know ever,
yes, she did.
You never know how the people are going to receive you.
Right.
You never know what the people are going to do with your story. And you can never narrate your own story. You can't do it. you're going to give it to the people, and the people are going to put whatever spin on it. And it's very hard, unfortunately. I know everybody's saying just comment on what happened, because there's so much noise outside of what happened. And because we're behind, if we didn't know about it, it would be one thing. But because all of this already played out, we got to throw in the other factors that we do know, because there are court papers that clearly did not mention anything about all of this harassment.
That's right.
In my opinion, go ahead, your thoughts.
My thoughts is both of them is petty. Okay, they filed court papers back to back, both of them. They was both being petty for a very long time. And I think the court systems is not a place to play a game with your children. And this, let's have the kids for 6 months. Like, who would want to not see their kids for 6 months?
Right.
I don't know no mother that would say, I would rather have my kids for 6 months and let him have his kids for 6 months. Like, no, who wants to live without their kids for that long? Like, who could survive? Baby, you couldn't take mine for 2 days and I not have to see my babies or talk to them, whatever. So I feel like it was ridiculous for her to suggest that. I feel like this whole thing was a shamble, okay? Y'all both petty, okay? And we all know Mel got on here and she wanted to be famous. Martell didn't even want to be on the show. He did it for her. And she found her way to get out. Okay, if this was your out, cool, fine. Say that. I respect you more if you said, hey, this was my out. I've been dealing with his cheating ways for a mighty long time, and this was my way to get out. Okay, cool, fine. I'll take your belt that way. But don't try to sell me no lies and then tell me I can't read with my own eyes, because I've seen the court papers. I've looked at the documents. I've seen how y'all file papers. Martell wasn't the only one in there filing in these court systems.
You know what, though? I don't think she wanted out. Because out could have been from season 1 before
that
a whole
part
lot of stuff happened.
Yep, that part.
I think it was like a Wendy Williams situation in some way.
After that child,
there you go. The baby was a deal breaker. Dustin, what are your thoughts?
But that wasn't the only baby. Let me go on mute.
Dustin. All right, I don't know what happened to Dustin. I'm about to recap the Dewan. I want to say this, Dewan. I get it, right? You said parents split kids all the time. My parents did it after divorcing, but what was the split? I heard a split before in the week, 3 days here, 4 days there. I heard a split like you get the summer, I have the whole year, like pretty much if the parents are not in the same state. But I really heard the split of 6 months, 6 months. And with kids being in school, unless you live in the same district, I don't know how that would even work.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
I was going to say, I don't, you guys might not agree on the panel with me tonight, because I got a different way of thinking tonight. After seeing this season, the way it's playing out so far, and seeing last night's episode, I don't think that this show should get renewed for another season. This show is going way too out of hand for me. I think that this season should be the last season. I said this before. That's just the way I feel about it. I think this season should be the last season of this show, and let's just move on and continue and find another show, because I think this is getting way out of hand.
I agree.
Yeah, you know what's sad? They played themselves out with this show. So the thing is, you can't run the public either, right? Because they had periods where they wanted blackouts on the show because they wanted to ice out certain people. So they was like, blackout, don't watch because we want Miss Wanda gone. Don't watch because we can't stand what Martell is doing. Don't watch because of this. Well, when this is not.
I mean, I watch it, Diva, but I'm just
saying. I know you do. I understand what you're saying, Dustin. I'm just talking about in general, where the cast themselves has shot themselves in the foot, so to speak, because you can't keep telling people watch, don't watch, right? Because they're not that. They were never on that level where they can afford for somebody not to watch a week or two, because people are going to start to not even miss them in the first place, because it's a lot of toxic stuff going on over there. I think that, you know, having drama and having it be toxic drama is two different things. And I think that they lost a lot of viewers. One, because there's some people like, why did Miss Wanda have to go and now we got Miss Betty?
Yeah, I just want a big change.
They do.
I just feel like they need a big change.
They do. Wait, Dustin, give me a minute. Let me get into this last scene that we all need to chat about, right? So I'm gonna back up, and I'm gonna start in where it opened up, right? It opened up with Maurice and Kimmy finishing up the conversation about Kiuwha and Monster, right? And Maurice pretty much told, I can summarize this real quick. Maurice pretty much told Kimmy, you will go over there and you will make things good with Kiuwha. And he also told Kimmy, you still in your feelings and you need to get out your feelings. He pretty much told her, you're not healed. You need to heal because you're the problem. That's what he pretty much told Kimmy in their house, in their living room. He said, you're the problem. And what I'm going to need you to do, and I'm going to set it up right now. Once again, he pulled out that phone. She doesn't have options, Kimmy. Whatever Maurice says is going to go down, that's what goes down. And there are no options. He pulled out the phone and he said, I'm setting it up right now. You're going to go talk to her. You're going to fix this and tell her your feelings while you're over there and the blah, blah, blah. And Kimmy tried to have a conversation with him. And then, you know, she realized that she just had to get up. And in her confessional, she said the saddest thing ever. Everybody matters but me. Why would you spend the rest of your life with somebody who doesn't even acknowledge your feeling, your heart, your mind, your soul? I don't get it. Okay? It's messy, but that's Kimmy for you. So then we fast forward and Kimmy is having lunch with Kiuwha. I will tell you this, Maurice got a type because those two could be sisters. They look alike, okay? They look alike a lot. And Kiuwha was sitting there, pretty much sitting up saying, listen, you know, I don't know how I'm going to work things out, but my son needs me more. And I'm going to be, you know, try to figure out how to see him more. And see, Maurice knows what he's doing. He wants those two to make up and to figure it out, because when Kiuwha comes, because she doesn't have money like that, and I'm not shading her. She doesn't have money like that. So when she comes, Maurice is going to let Kimmy know she's going to stay in the spare bedroom. And when you get up, Kimmy, and cook breakfast for all of us. Me, Kiuwha, Monster, all of us. You cook breakfast, and then after you done cooking breakfast, clean up. Okay? So they're sitting there, and Kimmy, she's trying to, you know, have a conversation with Kiuwha, and then she finally comes out and says, you know what? I'm still hurt. I'm hurt because a while back, many years back, it was a conversation put out there that, you know, I was the side piece. And Kiuwha pretty much looked at her like, all right, well, what? That ain't my problem. What you want from me? Okay? I ain't got nothing to do with this. And Kimmy's sitting there looking like she pissed. And I got feelings about this, but I'm going to let everybody talk first, and then I'll give my final thoughts. But I'm going to start at the bottom. Dathan, what do you think about this situation? Kimmy, Maurice, Kiuwha?
You coming to me first?
Yes.
Oh, bless you. This Negro needs help with his life. Mm-hmm. It's a good thing that OWN is a part of Discovery Plus, because what I prophesy in the future for Maurice is that he's going to take this show and TLC and start a new season of Sister Wives, and they can all be under the same umbrella, you know, under the same Discovery Plus umbrella. He's not going to have to do any more contracts. He just want to start, you know, a new black franchise of Sister Wives, and he's spinning these two women out of control, and they're both falling under his spell. And, you know, to live in this house together and commune as one big family and do exactly what he's saying. I don't understand if this man is laying pipe on these women, and they're just out of control, dizzy, or what it is. but for him to have this much control over these two black women is insane to me. I've seen Kimmi go off on people on this show, and for her to sit there and turn to that camera and say, "Is it over?" I felt so bad for her. I was like, man, are you kidding me? This man has y'all talking about abuse?
Tell it, Don.
That was abuse. That man literally told her, "You're going to do this and you're not going to have an opinion about it."
Yep.
She gonna do it and he gonna like it.
Yeah. And matter of fact, I'm setting it up right now.
In your
face.
And
it's like, you better not say nothing about it. Even if you sick, you're gonna go take this meeting. You're gonna come back happy. I'm not gonna even give you an option to come back or be mad, pissed off, or anything. She's gonna and I'm gonna help her and her capable husband move down here. The money's gonna come out of our house, and you better not open your mouth. This man is sick. He is past Marceau. He is past Martell. He is past both of them.
Yep.
I've never seen nothing like it. And this was my couple on the show.
Yes.
But he had all of us. Because ain't no way this man has this much control over these two women that they're so subservient and just sit there and not say a word, a mumbling word. And she just turned to that camera. That broke my heart, man. Is it over? Are we over?
Well, how about this, Don? Didn't it break your heart when he said, when she was trying to explain herself, and he said, whoa, what's all that?
Right. No, don't talk back to me.
Yep.
He's winning.
Yeah.
He's winning.
Yeah. Yeah. He's running those two ladies, okay? Running them. But see, Kimmi tried to act like she was in control, but I saw the cracks in Kimmi once that picture came out, because remember, Maurice claimed like he wasn't with Marceau and I'm only saying this because this is how they described it on the show. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. When he said with the linebackers, and remember that picture came out and Maurice was there and she was sick to her stomach because he sat there and lied and act like he wasn't there. That's when I knew Kimmi had no control, no nothing in that relationship.
You left out. She kept saying that was before we were married.
Right. Which was the lies. Right.
Well, they were only 7 years before they got married.
Exactly. Which was the lies. And they got married on Love and Marriage Huntsville because they got married on the boat.
Yep.
They got married on the boat. So he definitely is running them, and definitely, like you said, Don, he is worse than Martell. He is worse than Marceau. He's a piece of work.
He's a piece.
He sits there smug. And he be, as a matter of fact, like and then even when he told her, see that right there, that face right there, you're not over it, like she's a kid.
Yep.
Whew. I'm going back down to Dr. Love. I'll come to you. I'll stay in the middle row from now, so I won't get my loss here. What are your thoughts?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So I need Kimmi, sister, cousins, best friends, whoever they are, to come out and help her. Because to me, with Kimmi fighting already cancer, she don't have the fight in her, I think, to fight up against him. I really feel that, because with that type of sickness, it's hard for you to come out of a peaceful place for the cancer to come back. That's that fear. But I need her sister, cousins, her best friends to come on through and to start an argument. Who is that Beyonce sister, Taraji, whatever her name is? Honey, I need her to come on over one day. That's what I need.
Solange knows.
Yes, Solange. I need Solange to come on over and do what she do, because I would do it for my sister any day. Secondly, for the way, I believe it was last week, he was looking at Kiuwha like he could eat her when
Yeah.
As I thought about it, it just made me think. And the way he keep asking Kimmi for sex, I feel like both of them are still doing what they do. I really feel that now after I had to sit back and think about how he said something to her as well, and she just didn't say nothing. You know, how he tell her, sit down, do this, do that. You know, Kiuwha, I'm not married to you no more, clown. I sit
That
down, I
part.
get ready. I do what I want to do. I get to this child when I get ready. Blah, blah, blah. You're not going to say two words to me. You're not going to send your wife to me neither and say we going to make up. I'll let you know that time and also because you was not my husband. So you ain't running nothing over here. But Kiuwha, don't give me that. Kiuwha give me, we still doing a little something, so I need to be quiet, okay? Because I'm married too now. So I just really had to sit back and think about that because I don't know two black women besides the one fighting for cancer, not saying nothing, the one that's sleeping with them, not saying nothing. Because other than that, somebody need to come through and say something. I kind of understand Kimmy don't want to get into no outright argument and outright cursing because I can see that, you know. And then and out of that, I kind of put that scene with Melody asking her about, oh, was you a side piece 7 years? I just feel like Kimmy just don't have it right now. She like, I don't have the smoke for y'all right now. Kiki, ga, give me my paycheck. I just feel like that's what she had to help me pay for this cancer treatments or whatnot. I give y'all some smoke maybe next year. And we all knew that Maurice eventually was going to take advantage of this. Everybody said this from the get-go. And that's it.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Love. I know your feelings about Kimmy, but Kimmy ain't have it in her before the diagnosis. She said herself, he has always put Kiuwha and Munster first and cared about their feelings.
Well, she just divorced him. I need that sister to come on through and help her come on and do what she needs to do. Her, Tisha, all of them. Those Scott boys, they need help. They all needs to go and get admitted to a mental ward. Forget therapy at this point.
You know, sometimes, and I'm gonna go outside and beyond Kimmy for a minute so people won't be so sensitive. But I'm gonna be honest with you, sometimes females, you just need therapy because your self-esteem cannot be this low.
Well, that's true too. That's true.
Yeah, because when this man, because like Gwendolyn is saying here, can you imagine a conversation where Maurice told Kimmy, I don't care if you're fighting for your life, you're still going to lay down in pain and sex him up? That's problematic. Listen,
suffer through it.
Child, I can't even sometimes function when I got the common cold. You better leave me alone. Go get my soup and my tea and until I'm all the way better.
Right.
Don't bother me. Don't do that right now. With my soup and my tea, go get my blanket, change the sheets. I need a fresh, sheets on. What? Excuse me?
But
You coming from therapy, you coming from radiation, you got to get surgery. I already knew what was up when she sat in their theater room and said she was making dinner and she was about to go to surgery the next day. And I feel like he tried to play it off on the TV only because she was about to go to surgery the next day. He is who he is, and he demands what he demands, and he don't care if she breathing 100% or 80%. He wants her to play her wifely role. But we also knew this when he told her to quit nursing and go into real estate.
Yep.
They had that argument for several episodes. This man is who he is, but she knew it when she got with him. E, what are your thoughts?
I say throw the whole bloodline away. What did you say earlier, Diva? I have it written down. You called it a slam dunk. Well, swoosh. Hashtag Stephen Curry. Every man in the Scott family, age 35 and up, just sit them on outside and let the city pick them up. Slam dunk. Because no, really, I'm talking about the Scott father, the grandfather, the three brothers, and even including the one dry humping on Mama Vanessa. Throw them all out and give all the women and kids, what do you call that? Give all these women and kids years of free service on the BetterHelp app because this is pure craziness. every woman on this show reveals their insecurity when it comes to these trash behind men. Y'all saw how Maurice was gaslighting the hell out of Kimmy. Kimmy was expressing her feelings and her feelings of hurt and frustrations. And he's patronizing this woman and being passive aggressive, saying, wow, that tone. Like when he said that, I looked at the screen because I'm waiting for Kimmy to kind of act up. I didn't see that. And so, I feel like it sends the wrong message. And basically, he was invalidating her experience. And she said it in her confessional. He protects his son and wife. I mean, not son and wife. Look at me foreshadowing. He protects his son and baby mama, but doesn't protect me the same way. Girl, please, Kimmy, you're looking like Tisha and Melody right now. Bottom line is, Kimmy was the side chick to Kiuwha. I believe that now. And then Kiuwha left and she was out of the picture.
Me too.
Kiuwha left. Thank you, Robert. Kiuwha left and was out of the picture. But then even when Kimmy became the main chick, she became the side chick to the friend of the linebacker. So even when Kimmy was sitting in first chair, she was still running in fifth place because Kiuwha has the firstborn son. Kiuwha is still coming first. Kimmy is always coming last. And Kimmy will continue to come last because Kimmy puts herself last and Maurice follows suit. Because the way you make a man like Maurice put you first is you got to lead that nigga. You have to lead that man.
Yes.
And then you let him catch up to the woman that you have become. That's how you do that. So when I saw that,
switch him out.
Yes, what did you say earlier, Diva? Slam dunk, hashtag LeBron James, okay? So when I saw that Kimmy went to go have a sit down with Kiuwha, I was thinking to myself, what is going on here? I mean, not Brandy and Monica, Deborah Cox and Whitney Houston, same script, different cast. What the hell is this? Because why would you let Maurice convince you to go sit down with a woman who doesn't even live in the same state and talk about let that roll off here? I just would never do that. And so I just feel like this. Kiuwha was looking at Kimmy like she had already pulled Kimmy's whole card. And I just felt like it wasn't a boss chick move. I felt like Kimmy was crying about something that Kiuwha could really care less about. And really, I have to blame Kimmy for this. Yes, Maurice is wrong, but Kimmy knew what she was getting into. And I feel like I can't have any sympathy, okay? Now, I feel like also, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to be done. Maurice only wanted custody of that baby, Maurice Jr., just so he wouldn't have to pay no child support, just like what Martell is trying to do with Melody. And I say that because I don't see Maurice investing into this son the way that he would if you were a proud father who really fought for custody and this was your life's mission. I don't even see them spending time together. That boy is there in the house and Kimmy is watching him. That boy is raising himself and missing his mama because we're going to see that come up on the next season. That boy wants to be with his mama. Okay, this is why he ain't cleaning up his room and tying his shoes before he leave the house. Come on. Listen, Maurice does not need custody of that baby because he's not filling the role of a father. And I just really feel like we got to take out the garbage here. Maurice is Marceau, and Marceau is Martell, and Martell is Stevie J, and Stevie J is R. Kelly, and R. Kelly is Bill Cosby. It's all the line. Throw it all out. Set them outside, let the city put them in.
Thank you, E. Fifi, thank you for the super chat. She said, woo, first chair, fifth place. Come on now, preach that word. Let me say this to you. When we first got introduced to Kiuwha, she looked a little broken. She looked like she was still hurt, and you saw it through the screen. Kiuwha was sitting up at that lunch, looking cute, chilling, and in line and in authority. And she told Kimmy, she said, I don't do no interviews. I don't talk to nobody. I never said anything. So why are you trying to say that I should be out there trying to kill the noise about you being a side chick? I wasn't even the one that said you was a side chick. And she sat there. Cool, calm, and collected, and did not put a morsel of food in her mouth. And that's why, I'm leaning a little bit towards what you're saying. Something in the water ain't clean. Because he also sat in that house and told Kiuwha to her face, you spoiled him. And you see, Kiuwha did give him a little side look, but she still ain't open her mouth and say nothing to him. It couldn't have been me. Bravo would have had to show. Well, don't tell me I spoiled my son. That's my son. I gave birth to him. It would have been a show. But you know what? Maurice got both of them ladies in check and in line.
Oh, wait, Diva. Somebody in the chat said that Maurice Jr. is running reverse psychology. He just wants to get away from them so he can do what he wants with the mom. If that is so, that means Maurice Jr. is following in line with his father. He is manipulative. And I know we shouldn't say that about this teenager, but it's true. If he's been watching his dad play fiddles with these women, I can see him doing that. He playing fiddles with Kimmy and his mom.
Well, let me say this. I felt through the screen when I watched the scene when his mother came in the house. I felt like he really missed his mother. He loves his mother. And I also feel like this. I don't see him being that manipulative. I may be missing the mark, but I don't. A kid cannot hide. You got to be darn good if you can hide who you truly are just because the cameras are rolling. I never ever seen Maurice Jr. get out of pocket or out of line. I never seen him really come slick out of his mouth. Even when he asked his dad, because his dad was like, oh, you don't look like you concerned or like you care. He was like, well, what does that look like? He didn't come out sideways. And listen, you know I love Candy.
That's a smart remark, and you know it is a smart remark.
No, but no, I love Candy, and little mama has come out her face to Candy, okay, and said, you wasn't even a good mother to me. Now you want to have 2 more kids? So I'm just saying, I seen kids get a little bit feistier, and I don't see that little Maurice Jr. is really that feisty and that messy. But that's me. Dustin, I'm coming to you. What are your thoughts? All right, I'm going to move on. In my opinion, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, let me tell you something. These men on this show is showing every woman what you don't want. Okay? Be careful who you allow into your circle, into your life. Protect your peace. Okay? When that man sat there and said, I don't want it, I need it. Fool, what you need is Jesus. Okay? What you need is Jesus. Okay? Let me tell you something. The first time a man would have told me he needed sex, I would have told him, you need a doctor. Okay? You need a doctor to tell you why you're so addicted to sex, because that's not the most important thing. And a marriage is about 2 people coming together to share their life. And if only one person is giving in the relationship, it's never going to work. So I'm going to need these women to get them some self-control, some self-esteem, and find their inner peace, because all these women are lacking something to be dealing with these sorry excuse for a man.
But you know what, in my opinion, it's the reason why what's that, Shirley Strawberry is in her debacle right now.
Well, no, Shirley Strawberry is a whole different ball game.
No, but it's the same. It's the same cloth. It's just a different piece of the cloth, right? When you want to be so desperate and you just have to be in relations with somebody else, you got to check yourself and wonder what's going on. I mean, this man is sitting up on TV playing you in your face. I couldn't do it, but that's me. Dustin, I see you. Are you ready to talk?
Yeah, I'm ready to go now.
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna piggyback off of what I said earlier. These people are going crazy. These people are only getting worse. Every show that I see is getting worse. I don't think it's gonna get no better. On the way it's gonna get no better, we don't have it no more. Carlos King needs to do something, or OWN needs to do something, or Discovery Plus. This is ridiculous. Now come on, I'm getting tired of saying the same thing over and over again. This was like a repeat to me anymore. It's the same thing. It's a repeat. I want some change by now. Come on now.
Yeah. No filter, your thoughts?
Oh yeah. What I was going to say is that with this situation here, now Kimmy and them, they never set a timeline. I can't remember during the show if they ever set a timeline between when Kimmy and Maurice got together. But maybe what it is, Maurice told her she believed that she wasn't the side chick, and Tyra knows something that's different and believed that she is the side chick and that she is the cause of their marriage being split. Because when they meet, you see she didn't draw back her comment. She knew that she put it out there, and she let people decide what it is we want to decide. Whether Kimmy's a side chick. Kimmy might be feeling some type of way because whatever discussion she and maybe Maurice had, she believed that she is not the side chick. That this man told me that both of y'all were divorced, you all signed the papers, you all was just waiting for the declaration when we got together. But she, and like she said, that Tyra was still thinking that, okay, we are going to work it out.
That part, right? Come on now, talk that talk. That part right there.
Right.
That part
so
right
maybe, there. Right. So maybe she was thinking that they were really working it out while Maurice knew he was over here with Kimmy.
That's facts. Come on now.
So this is what I'm saying. She might think that that's why you see the lady, she did not pull back her thing. She say, listen, she ain't say nothing. She just tell her, I can't control what it is people think. And she is right. I put it out there. Let everybody think and draw a conclusion of what it is they think happened. Because Kimmy, all the thing that Kimmy said, she never said a timeline when she got involved with Maurice.
Right.
She can't set a timeline because she met Maurice when they was having those parties at the credit repair place.
That part right there. Listen, let me tell you this. At best, Kimmy knows there was some overlap, in my opinion. Right? And Kimmy's justifying the overlap by saying, they said people end up telling on themselves, right? So for this came out of Kimmy's mouth. Kiuwha is mad because she felt like, they were still, even though the divorce papers were about to be signed, she felt like they still had an opportunity to get back together. Why would Kiuwha think that though? Exactly. Maurice had to be giving her some type of indication he was playing with her head. Because let me tell you what happens with a lot of men when they don't have a break between leaving this one and getting with the next one. They're playing on both sides. Because they're trying to figure out, before I let go, let me make sure I don't want you no more. So they're telling you one thing, they're playing over here with this one, and their mind is trying to decide, what do I really want to do? So Maurice is a manipulator. He plays games. So that's what he was doing. But the funny thing is, Kimmy knew it too. Why would you say that Kiuwha thought that they was going to get back together even though the divorce papers were signed? If you had no idea, if you thought that he was done with his ex, where would that come from? There was an overlap and Kimmy knows it, and she's feeling bad within herself. Because listen, if I knew that I didn't break up your marriage, if I knew I didn't get with him when y'all was still together, I wouldn't really care less who was saying what. I would be 10 toes down as to when I got with you and how it went down. I see you emotional, Roy. I'm coming to you. Go ahead, Roy, because you in your feelings. Go ahead.
Yeah, because
hold on, wait, come on, CJ. This is what I'm getting at, CJ. Thank you so much. Don't get with the man until the divorce is final. That's it. That's all. Come on, CJ Hardy. Come on now. Talk to the people. Talk to the people. Go ahead, Roy.
Okay. Even if she was with Maurice and he shared with her that Kiuwha thinks that we're getting back together, that is a major possibility. Maurice could have shared that with her, and they very well could have been separated, divorce papers signed, and everything. So that is a very much possibility. Also, I want us to look at the fact that when Kimmy asked, "Are we done?" Maurice, she didn't go walking one way and he went walking another way. He went running behind her to clean up the foolishness that he put on camera, which he always does. If we remember back a couple of seasons when they were sitting on the balcony when they were on vacation in Tennessee, and he had to get her together again, and he went chasing behind her to clean up the mess that he created. So this narrative that Kimmi just, she just don't show her ass on TV because she don't want to be like the rest of y'all sitting up on TV acting a complete butt. She has, but Kimmi ain't never completely just went off like some of the other people. I'm going to stand 10 toes down on my Kimmi. Like I said last week, y'all putting a 20 on Kimmi and ain't giving no responsibility to Monster's mother. What mother comes to their child and say, do you want me to spend more time with you? Where the hell you been that you ain't been spending time with me? That you're not picking up the phone and calling me? Those are Kiuwha's issues, not Kimmi. So I just yet and still feel, unfortunately, it is very sad, that Kimmi is in this situation and this man is just horrible, and, we hope to go into a marriage and a person will, do better because we expect people to grow. And he's just not doing that. So, Kimmi, in the words of E, switch him out. Get over your situation with your cancer. I'm still fighting for you, girl. I understand you don't have the energy to fight because I didn't have the energy to fight for myself when people was doing me wrong in the hospital and mistreating me and talking to me all crazy. I didn't have the energy to fight. So I completely understand not having the energy to fight with a baby mama and a husband and a child who ain't doing what he's supposed to do. We don't have it. We don't have it.
Yes. Tell Roya.
Robin.
Hi.
Oh, you don't have a rebuttal?
Oh, I do.
Oh, well, let's just go on and get it out the way because I'm
A fight.
LLO. Come on now, talk to the people. Don't be a rebound chick. Don't be a rebound chick because now you're going to sit in the mess and you stewing in it. First of all, let me just say this is a general public service announcement, right? Yes, I do believe that sometimes two people just simply don't get along. But I want to say this. You do need to have a little bit of knowledge of how they treated the last because guess what? Yeah. Some of that treatment might just trickle over onto you. Some of it.
So we should judge people by their past and what they used to do?
Yes. The best predictor of past.
You got to use you got to have some type of track record. You got to have some type of track record. And so someone else in the chat said it best, right? I'm not dating a man that is still in a situation. It ain't never going to be that serious for me. So you're getting a divorce. When you have your paperwork and it's finalized, holler at me. If I'm still single, then it was meant to be. We're good. But I'm not dating you through your transition. I'm not trying to help you figure out things because I'm taking it because Monster is only 16, right? So he had to be extremely young when him and Kiuwha divorced. So I'm also going to need you to know how you're going to figure out this lifestyle with being a dad to your young child that probably was a toddler at the time, or
Indeed.
At least under 5 and didn't even get the kindergarten yet. Yes, E. Mm-hmm.
Yes, because if Kimmi got with him while the divorce was still pending, after it was finalized, the divorce is still pending. Even though he's married to Kimmi, the divorce is still pending because Kiuwha still comes first. Kimmi she's chasing fools. What is it called? Fool's gold. Okay. Sorry, Kimmi.
Sorry. But it's the truth. We got to do facts with facts here, Roya. And I know you saying, oh, he ran behind her and she's not going to act a fool on TV and all of this other stuff. And that's fine. You don't have to act a fool. But guess what? You're not going to play me for a fool on the camera. Not today. Not today. You're not going to sit here and constantly tell me. The last time they had a discussion, right? You know what he did in the middle discussion? He called the chick that was number 1. He called Kiuwha.
Yeah, he had to get Kiuwha's permission.
And told her to get in the middle of their discussion. Do you not know and think that Kiuwha knows where she stands? Kiuwha knows at the end of the day, whatever she tell Maurice, that's what's going to go down. Roll the footage back when Kiuwha wanted to move there. This man moved her and her husband to that state. Or for him and Kimmi's dime. Kiuwha trumps everything.
They didn't move there. He offered them, right? He offered them that he would put them up. But I believe she's
still. But you know what, Robin? The point is, he offered it.
I'm with you. I'm just saying.
He did not speak to Kimmy first. He spoke to her after, like he does with everything else.
Okay, you ready for what I gotta say?
Yes, I am. Cause go ahead, Roy. Be good.
I don't have nothing else to say. I just love it how in the middle of the season y'all was like, oh, Kimmy, and now everybody want to, but
I still love her. I still love her, but you know what?
Do you?
I do. What happened? Well, you know what? Here's the thing that I can do very well. When the evidence is presented before me, I know how to pivot and adjust the conversation to what is presented before me. Okay, and so she has a track.
You didn't pivot last week when everybody was bringing the information before you, the facts. Those was facts that everybody brought you. You never pivoted. But okay.
No. Go ahead, Robin. Because we still in good time. Go ahead, Robin.
You're probably going to get on me too, because I have had a change of heart. Now, last week I came off and I said that Maurice was deflecting and he was gaslighting and manipulative. I think that in this week's episode, he has upped his game and he's a straight up dictatorial. Mm-hmm. Kimmy comes off like a Stepford wife. She has no voice. She has no spine. She has no backbone. It's because everyone matters but her.
That part.
I think that part of the problem is that here's where I'm gonna go out on a limb. I am confused at her accepting how he treats her. Mm-hmm. Mostly because she bosses up in other ways and spaces.
Come on now.
I also look at how he relates to Kiuwha and vice versa, as well as, like the Don said, what kind of hold he has over them. Mm-hmm. I am now of the absolute belief that there is absolutely wholly 100% overlap between the dissolution and end of the relationship that Maurice had with Kiuwha, with Kimmy. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if I believe that it's because he was lying to Kimmy, telling her that it's totally over with Kiuwha, but while simultaneously giving Kiuwha the hope that they could possibly work it out.
That's the vibes I'm feeling. Uh-huh.
I also feel like, now, don't yell at me yet, Royer. I do think something went down in that office where the credit one was happening. I think there was like shenanigans, play in the office after hours, after dark. Mm-hmm. I think that is in large part why Kimmy's how she submits to Maurice is the way it is. It's why she's undergoing cancer treatment and she just rolls over and takes one for him, the whole team. Mm-hmm. Because I think that she put herself out there so hard, how y'all say, lay it low and spread it wide, that she feels like, because he doesn't want sex, he needs it. And she needs to fill his need, because how you get him is how you keep him. It's also the same way that you lose them, truth be told. And I still kind of think she was a side chick. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and and also this Kiuwha is holding something back, and it might be because you listen. I'm no refrigerator. There's no way I think I could have sat with Kimmy over a meal and not said anything. And let's go back. How is this man? We are talking. I'm having a conversation with my husband, and in mid-conversation, he shuts me up. He doesn't shush me. He doesn't say, hold on. He doesn't say, what do you think? I am in the middle of a sentence, and that mother flower is dialing the phone to his ex-wife and telling us where we're going to be, what we're going to do, and how we're going to do it. You're going to do this. And when you come back, I don't even think that he cared about anything but whether or not she came in there fuming, because you know what? It's about time for my round number 3. Lay low and spread them wide.
How about this, Robin? And even to say to me, you're not over it. And then to ask me, because I get a little animated, you're going to say, oh, where all that energy coming from? Like she a kid.
she, and she accepts that, we do treat people how to teach. We teach people how to treat us.
100%.
And so she is, she's all in.
She's
and
all
if
in.
she likes it, I don't love it at all because it's painful to see. It's embarrassing to see. It is a blight on the Black family, any family, but especially the Black family. It is a shame to know that when people have pieces that are missing, or that they have it where their synapses don't be meeting up together in the brain, because you would think that she is as dim-witted as Tisha comes across.
And that's how they cut from the same cloth. Now you see how before any cheating allegations came out about Maurice, you see how she couldn't stand her own sister-in-law and said at a reunion if they wasn't sister-in-law, she don't even think she was her friend.
That's right.
But then the minute some cheating allegations snuck up about Maurice, all of a sudden she loves her sister-in-law. She's in her sister-in-law's face, and she humbled herself a whole lot. And then she was 10 toes down, the same way Tisha is 10 toes down, that Marcel ain't in the streets doing nothing. Kimmy was 10 toes down. That happened way before us. When? 12 years ago? 12 years ago? But
listen, Kimmy's a gaslighter and not very honest either. Because like I told you earlier, no way in heck is that woman. Last week I said she ain't 34 years old. And we do these deep dives. I went on a link and they said she was a nurse for 25 years. Well, the boy graduated from college in 2020. I don't even need to be a mathematician to do that math. I could have done that when I was in kindergarten.
Come on now. Something ain't math and the math ain't math.
So,
the
milk ain't clean.
And they all clean. Yeah.
And that's why, folks, reality TV ain't really real.
That part. Emmanuel, what are your thoughts?
Hi, Emmanuel.
Hey, well, I know this is going to sound harsh, but this is the reason why I will not marry someone that's been divorced, because I don't want to deal with all of this. And because I know baggage comes with it. But with that being said, I do think this is a little bit of overkill. I don't think that Kimmy needs to have this much pressure on her. I mean, for Maurice to want her to be, I don't know what he's expecting of her. He expects her to be Monster's mother. Now he wants her to be best friends with Kiuwha and fix things. I think he is definitely doing way too much, and he's not giving her place as his wife. So I think I feel bad for her, because I think that she, even though, like I said, I know like when you get with someone that is divorced, you're going to have to deal with it. But I don't think that she needs to be dealing with all of that. I think it's too much.
But you know what, Emmanuel? She would have to think it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the key right there, right? Because we all get what we accept. A man knows when he ain't going to be able to play in your face. Trust me, they know.
That's right.
Yeah. And so the unfortunate and sad part with Kimmy is, and let me move away from Kimmy because people get sensitive because it's Kimmy. I'm going to say that unfortunately with a lot of females that might have had a child and they didn't stay with that child's father, some of them, when they meet the next man and they get with them, they'll do anything to make it work. Or sometimes they will accept anything because they're thinking, if you accept me and my child, they attach a whole lot of emotions to that, right? And so my thing is that before you get with anybody, you got to be able to really love yourself. And you got to know when to walk away and when to run. And to me, if Maurice was a loving husband, would husband, knowing that you're going through a very traumatic time, this is not the common cold that she had, right? Okay. She's going through a whole lot. And you can go to your producer's YouTube channel and you think it's fun and games and cute to sit there and say, I'm a man, I don't just want sex, I need sex. How immature is that? But this is who she signed up for. She knew who he was way before we did.
That's a good. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. And I will just add this to it. I believe I can't be 10 toes down on this because I'm not in their lives. I believe that she was doing a whole lot of tricks and flips before they said I do. And that I will say too is not fair, because you can't be doing all of this to get the man, and then when you get him, all of a sudden you're like, I'm tired, I don't want to do it 5 times a week, or whatever the case may be. His sexual appetite didn't appear after they said I do. It was there already. And I believe she was falling in line with it because she wanted him and she wanted to get married. Yep. So that's my thing is, to the best of your ability, you got to show up in these relationships as your authentic self, because eventually the truth is going to rise to the top. You can't pretend to be someone else, because later on, who you are naturally will always try to come out. I'm not going to be in here flipping and dipping, whatever, knowing that that's not who I am. And that's why there's a lot of conversations got to happen, right? How do you feel about money? How do you feel about me? I already have a kid. How do you feel about me? I'm older, I have a kid, and I'm just now sending my kid to college. There's people my age that have grandkids. You understand what I'm trying to say? So anybody that gets with me, understand that I'm just now sending my kid to college. That bill is sick. Do you want to get your life involved in all of that? Well, maybe you about to retire and just live your best life.
But somebody put in the chat that and said that Kimmy insinuated Maurice was not a good stepfather to her son. So Kimmy has sacrificed not only herself, but she sacrificed her son as well. And I know that people give Kimmy a lot of grace because they say she acts nice on television. But Fifi put something in the chat that really rung true to me. Fifi said, acting like a fool versus looking like a fool. What's the difference?
Come on now.
What is it? So when it comes to Kimmy, I just really feel like she needs to get up on her gangster, because this is not cute. And like Robin said, I believe that they had all those girls and all those men at the Credit One office on the journey to 750, but it wasn't on the chart, if you know what I mean.
That part. Now, let me tell you this. She dropped a lot of clues about Maurice along the way. If you watch the show from day one, if you remember her son, I don't know why I want to call him Jalen, but I'm
Jalen.
Yeah. Okay. So when she talked about him and him graduating from college, and Maurice was saying how, he needs to get out there, he needs to get a job, he needs to do this. There was also a scene where she talked to him and how he would come home and buy dinner, but then wouldn't have dinner for Jalen also. So my thing is, he ain't do nothing for your son. Now you shocked that he ain't coming home and trying to do something for his own son and expecting you to do everything. But
is the baby daddy in the picture?
What do you mean? No, her son is a adult now. He graduated college and everything. He used to work at Black, and we haven't seen him in this whole season. I believe we haven't seen him, have we? Or maybe we saw him in the beginning with the treatment or something. I can't remember now, because they split the seasons, which drives me bananas. So Kimmy is about 4 years older than Wanda. I remember when Miss Wanda said that to her, and Kimmy liked to die. They mentioned that on the show before. Yes, they did. Kimmy is 53, I believe. Her age is incorrect online for whatever reason. She never said she was 34. She never addresses her age. So what happened was, when Miss Wanda mentioned that, Kimmy almost passed out. Really? When Miss Wanda was fighting with her, they always fighting or whatever. Miss Wanda said to Kimmy, you, me and you is in it. I want to say, let me take that back. I want to say Miss Wanda said it at the reunion. And you should have saw Kimmy's face. And my thing is, what is the big deal with your age? But she alludes her age. She doesn't like her age to be put out there. We're over time. We're gonna wrap this thing up. I'll take final thoughts. My final thought is, I'm praying for Kimmy, because she's not unusual when it comes to females. Oh, somebody said they believe Jalen's father passed away.
Oh, wow.
That I didn't know. But when it comes to Maurice and his antics, it is who he is, and it's not going to change. And I have a feeling as he gets older, it's only going to get worse. But that's just my opinion. Emmanuel, your final thoughts.
Okay, my final thoughts are, even though I love Kimmy, that last scene where she was having that dinner with Kiuwha, it was kind of showing some guilt. And I'm not saying that maybe she was the side chick, but I do think she probably could have entered the relationship in a much cleaner way.
Yes.
That's why I think yeah, I definitely think that. And then Maurice, I think I think he might be even worse than Marcel, to be honest with you, because I don't know. I just have a feeling. And then lastly, I stand by what I said about Melody. I'm all for Melody because Martell is the one who wants to take the children from her. So of course she's going to fight back, and I support her fighting back. And like I said, I hope she asks for an appeal and that the judge is dismissed from that case.
Yeah. Thank you, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
And Jay said absolutely, Emmanuel. Destiny, your thoughts. We're actually closing out, but you're in the building. So anything you want to add to the conversation?
Hi guys. I watch all the time. I love the show. I usually don't try to get up or anything, but this Kimmy and Maurice situation really just irked me so bad. And I just wanted to kind of give a couple thoughts.
Sure.
I just feel like I know Kimmy is definitely a fan favorite, but I think over the past 2 seasons, we've really started to see how what is the last Scott, how the Scott men break their women down and force them to conform. Kimmy, when we first saw her, everybody was like, oh, Kimmy's strong, Kimmy's this and that. The more we saw her, she turned into another version of Tisha. And now Kimmy, I don't understand how in the world she can remain married to this man. From the fact that you waited 7 years, you were dating him for 7 years, you ended up marrying him. So I know that marriage had to be an ultimate goal for you. There's no way she did not know that him and Kyle were having some type of conversation. I'm pretty sure that Maurice was definitely playing both sides, telling one person, hey, it's over this and this. But as a woman, we see things, we peep things. She had to know something. And now this lady has gotten cancer, and you have the nerve to go on a interview and say, oh, this is what did he call it? I can't even think of the term he used, but basically very belittling to the situation. And you get online in front of thousands and thousands of people and admit to spousal grape juice. I don't want to say the word and get your channel,
Right.
spousal grape juice, but that is what that is. You're sitting here saying she's rolling over and suffering through it. That kind of makes me lose a little respect for Kimmy. Because Kimmy, why are you not standing up and saying, hey, listen, dude, I'm going through cancer. Like, my body is literally breaking down. My cells are fighting each other. I'm getting blood taken out of my body and put new blood in my body. Do you not understand that? And you're still gonna just roll over and take it because she's at that age and she feels like, hey, I'm finally married, I finally got him, and I have to do what it takes to keep him. But that makes me lose a lot of respect for her in that light, because like, girl, some stuff you just should not accept. And then when it comes to the son, Monster, I hate calling the baby Monster. I don't know his, oh, Maurice Jr. I hate calling him Monster. And then y'all wonder why he's acting in this way. You Monster. What you think he gonna act like?
Right.
You have your son that you wanted so badly to come to Huntsville just for you to never even be around him. You don't raise him. You got Kimmy. Kimmy is sick. I felt so bad when she sat on the couch in that scene. It's like, oh, she's breathing hard. And he's like, oh, you need to take a break. How? How is she going to take a break? She's cleaning your drawers, monster drawers. She's washing the floors, washing the walls. Then she got to come over, go get chemo, come home and wash herself up so she can get in the bed and let you do whatever to her. I felt like the color purple.
I
When
was gonna say
Celie,
color purple.
I'm thinking of the color purple when Celia is saying,
Oh
"Oh, he
God.
just comes on top of me and lays on
Climbs
top of
on
me,"
top
and,
of
and
you.
I feel like he
Mhm.
going. It always sound like he going to the bathroom on you. Well, that's what it feel like. It's sad. I hate it. I hate it, and I'm just this show. These people are just stressful, but I had to come on here and just say my piece.
Thank you. We appreciate you. You know what you said a good word. It is sad. My heart does break for her. But Kimmy is at the point in her life where, I'm gonna say that she's 50 or at least over, right? You on your second half. And if you feel that this is what you gotta accept, that your second half of life and everything you're going through, I think it's sad.
Exactly. That's why I said I kind of lose a little respect for her because there's no way Kimmy's under 40, and I'm not trying to age shame or anything like that.
Mhm.
But the 30-year, and yeah, there's no way. And for you to accept this behavior, no, no, ma'am, no,
Yeah.
ma'am.
No, yeah. You got no sympathy for me. Juanita, we're closing out, but what are your final thoughts?
Oh, I just want to say hi, everybody, because I came in on late, but Maurice is a piece of work. I mean, I was
Mm.
just I watched the show over again today, and you know, uh, I'm just speechless. I
Speechless,
feel
right?
sorry for Kimmy,
Mm-hmm.
and I just feel sorry for the Maurice Jr. And I don't know why they won't call him MJ instead of
I
Monster, because
know.
that's just crazy. But anyway, you guys have a good 4th of July and
You
be
also.
safe. And I'm about to vacation.
All right now. Thanks, Juanita, for popping in.
Okay, see you guys later. Have a happy
See you.
holiday. Bye
You
bye.
too. Dustin, your final thoughts?
Dustin dipping on us tonight.
I know. I'm about to move on. In my opinion, your final thought? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Dustin.
You guys have a
good 4th.
Happy 4th of July. And sorry, I've been
all right, Dustin. We'll see you next time. Thanks for popping in.
Good night, Dustin.
Have a good night. I'm trying to do two things at once here, so.
Oh, no problem. All right, have a good one.
You too.
Okay, bye. In my opinion, your final thoughts?
Listen here, I'm gonna need Mel to stay getting her business right. Take care of your kids the right way, and stop being petty and being indifferent on this show and in the streets. We all grown up now. You gotta do this thing. You don't want your kids to see you suffering, so let's not do that. We ain't gotta be petty no more. You didn't want them, you divorced them. Now we gotta go to the moving on and healing. My thoughts for Kimmy. I'm praying for you, sister, because I'd hate to see you go through this for the rest of your life. You deserve so much more than this sorry excuse of a man, okay? I think you need to throw him in the dumpster from which he came. Him and his brother is toxic, but they was raised by the pimp. We saw the pimp come in, okay? And so, yeah, I need you to throw him right back in the dumpster you found him in, okay? Don't pass go. Don't stop for a payday. None of that. Just throw him back in the dumpster you found him in and let him go.
Yeah. E, your final thoughts?
Diva, you said you were going to pray for Kimmy. I say, Diva, don't waste your prayers because that'll be a prayer wasted. And she's not leaving Grandpa Miami Reese cups. Kimmy and Mel both sell out their kids for a storyline. And then Kimmy, Melody, and Tisha, all three sell out their self-esteem and value for empty marriage, public embarrassment, and community bacteria. They said this show was supposed to be about entrepreneurship. But all those CEO women get treated like overworked and underpaid secretaries. It's nothing boss about it. And then all of the men, especially Martell and Marceau, they get treated like the #1 NBA draft pick, but they bring in income like they work for UPS. Ladies, you got to think of your daughters. This is not something they will be proud of. And this example that these women are putting on is an embarrassment to the city and the mothers and grandmothers who had no choice but to get married and stay married to men like Marceau, like Martell, like Maurice, just so they could get access to education and resources and property. I mean, women didn't have a choice back in the day. For these women to have the choice to get an education, to have property, to make their own money, and to still put up with this is it's insanity. It's no reason for it. It's no excuse. It's an insult to every woman who came before you and had to struggle. They did that so we wouldn't have to. I need every woman on this cast to woman up.
Yeah, you know what? That part right there. That part right there. Every last one of them. Point blank in the period. Robin, your final thoughts.
We're over time, so I'm just going to wish everyone good night.
All right. Thank you, Robin. Listen, guys, have a good night. Have a happy 4th. I'll see you next time. Thanks for coming through for this recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Truly appreciate y'all. And I had a good time. See you next time. Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah.